What it do, Modified family? We are at work right now. I just finished up the few things I planned on doing today, and so I think I have time to do two quick things. One is a maintenance thing, one is somewhat of a necessity. I need to put a sway bar on this thing. That is the want, kind of a need, but the maintenance thing is I need to change the oil on this. It's beeping at me. It's like, your oil life is really low, change it. I'm like, okay, I will. And my friend put a sticker in when he changed it with time for the next mileage, and I'm a couple thousand over that just because time got away from me. So that is my goal for today before I go and do my actual work outside of the shop here. But first, you know what you gotta do. You gotta give me 5 on my black hand side, and let's go. So for the oil change, I got this Honda filter. Most of the filters for almost all Hondas are the same, minus like the NSX, which I'm sure they do something special for that bad boy. But Honda filter, packages came with the crush washer. I think last time we got a 6-pack of these, about $35. That makes each of the filters like $5.50, something like that. A friend of mine made this. I think he sells this company, 3DP. Yeah, and so this should just screw right in to make my oil not spill. I am just running 530. I wanted conventional. This was the best deal I could find. I found 4 of these for about 90 bucks. And so that makes each quart about $4.20, something like that, $4.20, $4.60, somewhere in there. So it's gonna be very cheap to do my own oil change. Stopped at Harbor Freight, got the 9mm gloves. They only have the extra large, but I can fit them. These are just like the extra large. These are the XX. But either way, these will fit. Some extra shop towels. So this is all I should need for my oil change. And I'm hoping to have time to get to this. This is my sway bar. It looks like a very linear install from the videos I watched. Like you jack up the back, put it on jack stands, and you just drop the one bolt that holds the shock, and you could pull that whole rear piece down, remove the springs, and then this should bolt right in with the hardware provided. And it should be 22 millimeters. This is the same one that I'm going to put onto my EP3, at least the same size as the one going on the EP3, and it should make a drastic difference. I am super stoked to see under this car. I have not been under here. I know about the history. This car hit a deer, and that's why the headlight had to be replaced. And I'm glad they went and just did both of them conveniently. That's why there's a little crack in the bumper they tried to patch up. That's why I had to swap out the door for a new one. They put a brand new fender on. We can see that this is held on with zip ties. That's very me. I might think about what's actually supposed to hold it and get the right thing on there. These on both sides are missing whatever their mounting thing is. I'm sure it's just a little plastic clip or some nonsense, but now that I see it, I kind of want to look online, find what it is, and get the correct thing. I need to check the air filter on this. I love this intake. It works very well. I think there's a little protective sock around the filter that helps it not suck up a ton of water when it is raining out. I have the tie-down strap for this at home. I need to put that back on. So my battery's not moving around, but the terminals look great. Doesn't look like there's a bunch of acid or anything. So all that looks good. VTEC, baby. This is like the only real modification I've really done to this besides changing the wheels. And then remember we put the hood that my friend got on here when he had it, and we were able to get all these things clipped in. This one, I was able to save enough of them where I wasn't buying new ones. This one, I had to buy all new ones. And I still have extra if anyone needs them to have that insulating layer right there. All right, yeah, so I'm very excited to see what this car looks like on the bottom. Okay, I think we're in a good place. I think I have both jack stands just up a little bit, set on the pinch wells. I ended up jacking up from like where the lower control arms connect because this car's not super low, so that wasn't too big of a trial. But I got it up, it's sitting in a good place. I almost forgot I needed this, but there's that to catch the oil. I checked the oil, and it was only down like not even a finger, maybe a 1/4 inch from the top, so barely low. And it's very cool. The oil filter thing is right here. So I'm gonna get under there, I'm gonna change the filter, I'm gonna change the crush washer, put it all back together, put in the right amount of oil. I forget the exact amount, it's like 3.6, 3.7 quarts, something like that. but I'll add probably half of that 5-quart jug, and then I'll just start checking from there and progressively adding more so I do not overfill it. Then I need to look up like a Chris Fix video about how to reset the oil light in this thing so it stops bugging me and tell me to change the oil, because I will have done that. And then we should have time to get to the back and do that sway bar. This is very linear. This oil change should be very, very simple. All right, welcome to the bottom of the Honda Fit. This is one of the cleanest engines I have ever had. It's just generally dirty from like being on the road, but there is not leaks all over. I don't think any of the gaskets are leaking. There's no leaks around the half shafts. I was checking, at least I have a front sway bar for my performance handling. I'm not sure if I'm aiming the camera at the sway bar. That is it's a tie rod. That could be a sway bar. It might be. I don't know. Something with a connecting rod, but it's all good. I was checking the engine mounts like above here. Those were all good. So I came down here and I was like, oh, what is it? Is it a 14? Is it a 17? What is the drain plug on this bad boy? So I'm here ready to pop that thing. And no, there is no drain plug. Someone put this like speed valve, which is cool. It works. It's draining very slowly, but it's not leaking. So now I just gotta give it time to drain. I think here's the transmission drain plug. If I ever wanna drain that bad dog, which I don't. Feels like it's doing good. So yeah, so I'm gonna swap out the oil filters for the new one, the clean one. I'm just waiting for this to all drain out. I think it's slowed down a little bit. This will probably take like 30 minutes. It should all gush out in one flow, but this is going progressively. This has been a very clean oil change. I'm not a mechanic, but one thing I can reiterate from experience is that when you take off the oil filter, you make sure that it has this little sealant ring. One time I was doing an oil change, quick aside, and this stuck to the car, and then when I put the new one off, it fell and was hanging down. So when I tightened it, this little rubber band was hanging and venting the filter. So when I started the car, oil just started gushing out. As you can see, that filter's on there. It's almost done draining back there. I let it drain from here. I put a little fresh oil on the filter, just got it nice and snug. You don't have to tighten it like it owes you money, just enough so the oil doesn't leak out, and it's gonna heat up and seal even better. So no need to force it. It threaded on perfectly. I was super stoked on that. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes just to get the maximum out. I don't really love that quick port just because it doesn't drain well, but it is draining. It's almost done. I'll give it like 5 more minutes, and then I'll lock it up. And there's a little plastic piece that goes on that to make sure it doesn't get bumped by things. Because I imagine, you know, if like you drove over something, some underbrush or debris on the road, it could maybe hit that thing open, but there's a little plastic clip that like locks it into place. So I'm gonna put that back on, then I will put this thing back on the ground, and then I will top it off, and I will tell you what I find out about resetting that oil light. I could have been looking that up this whole time. I don't know why I didn't, as I'm just watching paint dry, waiting for this oil to drain out. Okay, so I looked it up. It says turn the key to on. That is on. Go to your oil life light, which is this. Hold this for 10 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. That did not fix the problem. Go back to that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let go. Press it again. What the hell? Okay, well, I don't know if it's zooming. It reset the tripometer, but not the other thing. Okay, so here. Okay, that's what I said. Hold for 10 seconds. Made Mississippi's. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi. There we go. Let go. Press it again. Okay, then hold it till it goes back to 100%. Okay, I did it. Well, that was pretty cool. Okay, yeah, so that was easier than I thought. But yeah, maybe count the Mississippis. 10 seconds, holding it when it's on the on position. Now I think it should be done dripping, and I'm gonna go under the car and shut shut that valve and then fill it with oil. So I think according to the gauge on the side, I put in almost 3.5 quarts, maybe a touch more or less. So I think 3.6 is how many quarts this takes. Put the dipstick back in, put the oil cap back on. So I'm thinking next time I go to do an oil change, I'll probably get one of the oil cleaners that you add and you run for like 100 miles or just till it warms up. And I think that'll help more of the oil flow out a little bit easier because that kind of thins out the mix and we'll get more crud out. So now, while I'm in here, I'm gonna do 2 things. One, I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna turn it on to on in case it needs time for the oil pressure to get where it needs to be. Clutch in. Okay, car's running. As you saw, we reset the oil light. And now I'm gonna come to the front and we're gonna lay down on the ground again. Oh. And first we're looking at the ground, then we're gonna tip it up and look at the oil filter. And I don't see any drips. Main plug back there, oil filter back there. It's looking pretty good, so I think I did a pretty good job. So all in all, this took about 45 minutes. It was mostly because I was gathering the stuff all together, but my work made it pretty easy because all this stuff is accessible. Now let's head to the back of the car. Hopefully we can knock out that sway bar just as quickly. All right, now this is more of my favorite. Face down, ass up. It's good. All right, so back of the car, also very nice. I need to vacuum this thing. I need to wash this thing. A lot of things need to happen with this. But let's go down to the bottom. Taking it down. All right, so the way the video's made it seem is you jack up both ends. I don't think I need to take the wheels off. I hope I don't. And I need to take off that bolt, which could be maybe a 17. I don't know. Doesn't look like a 14. I don't know. So I gotta take out that bolt and the corresponding one over here. And then everything should slide down. I'm really hoping not to have to take the exhaust off. That'd be very cool that I didn't have to take that off, but I will not know until I get there. And I took the part out of the bag and all the mounting hardware is there. And then so I will put everything back together. This is not a progress one. This is the eBay rep one. I think it was like 150 bucks. It was something cheap. It was very cheap. I mean, for what it is. So yeah, mounting hardware, 3 of these, 3 washers, 3 of that for each side. The only thing I'm like, what is this? Huh? If I can pay full price, zoom or focus, there you go. If I can pay full price for this, where's that? It's chipped, it's coating, cheap. Doesn't matter. It's going under the butt end of the car. Someone was selling a used Progress one with no mounting hardware, completely rusted. They're like, it's just surface rust. Yeah, but I could buy an unrusted generic one that's the same thickness for a lot less. So why am I gonna pay 200 bucks for a used Progress one? I can get a Progress sticker and put it on this one. But yeah, so yeah. I'm gonna cut back when hopefully that whole butt end is off and this is ready to go on. I surprised myself. Yeah, we did it. Those bolts were 14 millimeter and I borrowed an impact gun from my shop mechanic. Thank the Lord for that because it would have been a hassle. And also I'm dumb, I'm learning. Take the wheels off first. I didn't. So that just made sure there was more force like holding on there. So I'm really glad I didn't strip those 2 things. So yeah, so don't do that. Then also without the wheels on, you don't have to jack it up any higher than I am right now because then this falls down enough so that these come out. These look fine. It'd be easy if I was putting lowering springs in, which I totally wish I was, but I don't think I will. But the rubber mounts on the bottom have this little nipple thing, so you know which side is the bottom, which side is the top. So that shouldn't be a problem. I was looking at pictures online. I don't think I need to take the exhaust off for this, I hope, because the muffler's right there. It's only 2 bolts, so it shouldn't be that hard. Those look like 12s. I'm trying to guess that right. They could also be 14s. I am really bad at guessing sizes. But yeah, so 3 of these will line up with 3 of those holes, according to pictures I've seen online. And then everything goes back together the way it came apart. So wish me luck, people. That took a while. I am definitely not a smart man. I had to jack this up. I did it on that side to get it to line up. Then I had it upside down, so I turned it over. Yeah, it was 12mm bolts. I took the muffler because that had to be out of the way because this goes above that. There's not really a way to stretch it over there, at least not conveniently. And then I'm pretty sure this is my fuel line. I mean, you know, from where the gas goes into the tank, it comes down through here. So obviously you don't want to crunch that. So it goes above that. So now I'm gonna zip these on. And then I'm gonna figure out how to jack this back up. I might need a second jack so I can put equal pressure on both sides to get these back into the place they need to be. And the wheels can go on, then this can sit on the ground. And then I think we'll be Gucci from there, and the muffler will go back on. And I would really show you like my whole process so you can see me fumbling around like a dang fool. But the way my body would be all hanging out, you'd have to pay a lot more for this video than what you're paying now. Like twice as much as what you're paying now. So for the top of these particular mounting hardware, it was a 6 and then a 17mm for the nut. But they're all in now, all about the same, sitting real good. So now I need to let the jack down over here, and hopefully this springs fit back in just as easy as they came out, and then I'll need the jack to press it up. I might need 2 jacks to put equal force on both sides so it's not getting like weird and twisted as I'm trying to get those struts back in. But that's it. Springs, struts, or shocks, whatever you call them. Muffler goes back on and tires go back on, and then this job is done. We can take this bad boy for a test drive. Yeah, I'm super dumb. The sway bar got hung up on something, and so I didn't think I could get the springs back in. So I started panicking. I went to the shop mechanic. Hey, do you have spring compressors? He's like, yeah, they're right at the bottom of the toolbox. So I'm trying to dick around with that, and then I move something, and it just drops the rest of the way down. So the springs, these are the factory height springs, go right back in, no problem with the sway bar installation. It was a 5 out of 10 for me. It's a 3 out of 10 for anybody that's got common sense. So everything's back together, and then I just used a jack under the, what do you call that thing, brake drum, and was able to put the struts back in. Of course, they are not new either, so they went back in super easy. The muffler's back on. So now I just need to reattach the wheels, and I bought a torque wrench so I could torque them down to 80 so they do not fall off in our test drive we're about to do. I'm back at work. I took my car for a rip. There was no extra noises with the new sway bar. It felt like someone had their hands on my lower back just holding me, which is weird. That could just be like placebo or me imagining that. But I hit the first corner and I don't know, it felt great. The car felt like it didn't roll. There's not a lot of body roll in this. I think it's just like one solid brick. But it's almost just like I rotated into the corners and it felt amazing. Honda Fits are very underpowered. So I'm glad I have the sport one that is standard transmission, but it just doesn't grip. Probably like a more aggressive clutch. If this one ever goes out, I will put like a crazy clutch in here just to grab it, because it makes enough power. It's like around 100 horsepower or something like that. But like I feel like when I shift gears, it just doesn't like grab more than like the stock amount. But I'm very stoked. If you have a Honda Fit, it's a Gd3, so it's a 07, 08 body style. The rear sway bar is the dopest thing. One, it's meant for it, so it already has the holes, you know, and you get a kit with the bolts. It just bolts right in, and then you're off to the races. No pun intended. All right, Modified family, thank you for coming along with me. I hope I didn't ramble too much and this wasn't just a bunch of nonsense. But sway bar, totally awesome. Oil change on this car, very easy, very linear.